Right, Jay, here after a 2-2 draw with Chichester City in our final home game of the season, how did you assess the performance of the boys on the pitch today?
Really good in spells. I thought the pitch was quite bubbly. We got the ball down, played the ball around quite well. Created a few opportunities, and I'd say probably overall the way we defended and the way we sort of ran out of steam a little bit in the last sort of 10 minutes. I think 2-2 you could probably say is a probably fair draw, but obviously when you're always leading in the game and then the team comes behind and you lead again, it's disappointing not to see the game out. But don't get me wrong, they're a good side and they play some good football as well.
Absolutely, and I don't want to make excuses, it's not what we're about here, but we have got, can't make any excuses about it, we have got a weakened squad over this back end of the season. Do you think that sort of played a part today? We had Elliot Cross come in, he's a very good player, but he hasn't had the minutes. Do you reckon that sort of thing took its toll as well, with coinciding with the late goal?
Well done, fatigue would have set in. We played a game on Saturday and that was a very tough, sort of gritty game as well. We had to dig in deep for the win there. And then the same against Chichester, we moved the ball around well. You're sort of chasing the ball sort of sometimes to close it down, and obviously that's going to take its toll of the mileage that you cover on the pitch. People like Elliot, who's been out injured pretty much most of the season, he's been back training with us now for a few weeks, but for him to come straight into a game and play 90 minutes and done well, it's a massive credit to him. But yeah, of course, you could say, we were very depleted today. We have 5 missing from that played on Saturday. Due to various different injuries and people being unavailable for it. And on top of that, you've still got Nick Durenzio out and you've still got Michael Owezu sort of missing from the squad. So hopefully next week we'll have a few more of those bodies back and people fighting fit and have a few more to choose from. If you look at the bench today, we had 2 people on the bench and a goalkeeper.
Exactly, and I can't let you go without obviously talking about Pat Harding. It was announced today that he's going to leave the club at the end of the season. This was his final appearance here in Mid-Sussex. How much of a miss is he going to be around the place next season? Because he's been here longer than I've supported the club. I don't know a team without Pat Harding, so it's going to be a funny place without him. What we're going to miss most about having Pat Harding around here in Burgess?
Pat is, and he'll hate me for saying this as well, because we call him Mr. No Fuss. Obviously, he doesn't like talking about himself and he never big himself up. But he's a true professional. On and off the pitch, whether it's an older player in the squad, a younger player in the squad, everyone looks up to him. And then I hope one day that people will keep reminding these kids about how good a player he was, because he's not going to be the one that's going to talk about himself and tell them how good and what he done in the game. I had the pleasure of playing alongside him and also managing him. So from my point of view, he's been absolutely brilliant. We'll miss everything about him in the change rooms, and I hope one day that he might come back to the club. I'll try my best to keep him for next season, but he wanted to finish why he's playing as well as he is and leaving a high, which I fully respect. And of course we wish him the best of luck, and obviously we'll stay in contact and hope to see him again soon.
Absolutely, and he has got one final appearance next week away at Three Bridges. I don't like to use the term, it's a bit of a mid-table sort of on the beach game. I know you're definitely not going to be seeing it like that, and neither will Jamie Crellin, the Three Bridges manager, but what are your aims going into next weekend? Is it 3 points and finish the season on the high going into next season?
Without a doubt, you set momentum for the following year. I know full well Jamie Crellin is never going to go into this game and go, do you know what, it's just to see the game out, shall we all finish now and have a jolly up afterwards? No chance, absolutely no chance. They've done really well this year, and they're at the side that sort of works their socks off for each other, and we need to definitely be out on our toes for that one for next week. And obviously, as I said, we want to carry momentum into the following season, so of course we're going to go there to try and win the game, as we play every game. I'll never be a person, never as a player and definitely not as a manager, that will ever go to a game and go, no, that's it, we're just sort of see where we end up, shall we? I want to finish in that, at least at 7th spot. If we lose and Corinthian win, they go above us. So there is things to play for, and that's self-pride, I think.
Very well put, and thanks very much for your time today, Joe.